Identifying.
Standby one. Let's go. Let's go.
You are about to experience the uncensored conversations, stimulating wit, and the thought-provoking wisdom. Bold, raw, and uncut. Right now, on the Lancescurv Show.
Here, 3:51 in the morning. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm like really kind of tired right now, but we had to come down and get some footage, and we saw a lot, and I wasn't gonna be rude and really put the camera in everybody's face just to get booty shots and you know, six packs for the ladies, but it's out here. But we're gonna come out here a little earlier, probably next week, and make it happen. But boy, the energy, I have to say, and I'm sweating, so I have no problem with sweating. It is hot out here. I got these hot behind jeans on, and just finished eating at the pita pit, right? But the energy out here, the dating, the male female, the whole thing is like, it's so different, it's so crazy. And I feel like, of course I'm 54 years old and I'm out of it, and I don't want to put it down because it is what it is, but it was so much different back in the day. You know, it's almost like, let's put it this way, women, not all, but some, but a lot of what I saw down here, it's like they're all for sale. It's like, unless you're driving an expensive car, now, not that I'm looking, not that I'm in that, you know, but we do have a silent cameraman here. We were having a conversation earlier, and it just seems like, I mean, the girls put the, and I'm older, so I'm saying girls, I'm not putting them down like they're kids, but the girls put their pictures on Instagram. You know, guys hit them up. You know, they name their price. And to get with one of them, you have to take them out, and then there's a price that you have to pay them for sex, because their time is money. And it's not about building a relationship. It's not about, you know, love. It's not about, let's do something together. It's like, listen, give me this, I give you that, and we part our own separate ways. And that's really the spirit of what I saw down here tonight. And all I have to say is I'm glad I didn't grow up in this era, because I come from a different era. Now, yes, I did have my wild days, so to say, but it wasn't like that. You still had to be a gentleman. You still had to show respect. If anything happened, it was mutual. It wasn't a cold-hearted exchange of being a glorified friction provider and a person who's just dishing out money to avoid masturbating that night. You wanted to laugh, you wanted to have fun, you wanted to, you know, have some kind of bond, some kind of friendship, even if it didn't go on more to marriage or a serious relationship. Even at your wildest, you still wanted to have a connection. But with what I see, and I'm not putting the blame on the women, because in a sense, and this is a good topic for a show, I can't blame them all the way. They're stimulated and they're influenced by what they see on Instagram, but a lot of the guys who come at these women and call them bitches and hoes, you know, they turn around and they say, hey, you know what, if I'm that, pay me, you know, and then the cycle continues. So it's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? So we really don't know, we really can't say, but we are in 2017 in a very strange place as far as how we deal with each other, on a dating level, on a relationship level, even on a respect level, how we view each other. I'm not going to say it's totally on this, but, you know, the effects of the broken homes from 20 and 30 years ago, you know, even up into the present, the dysfunctional families, it's all spilling out. You know, we all are social creatures and we're all sexual beings, but it's gone haywire now because everything is stripped away. There's a big behind cockroach. He's going the other way. Don't worry about it. Smash him. Throw a saddle on him and ride him, right? But it's manifesting into something that's really inhuman, and we all crave love. How do you shut that off? How do you cut that love part off? How do you cut that social part off? Are we social misfits now, where, here, you want sex? Give me money. You know, I'll spend time with you if you give that. We still yearn for it. It doesn't mean, look, it's like eating something that has no nutritional value. You fill up on the cheap calories, you feel full, but your body's still starving. You didn't get the nutrients that you need. And on an emotional level, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And then we find ourselves at these ages that, you know, where we're getting pretty much up there, 40, 45, 50 years old, and we realize that Well, you know, the game is over and life is short. The time on this earth wasn't short. It's short, and we didn't build anything. And we were speaking about that on a financial level, which is hard enough to do now. The jobs don't last long, but even on a emotional level with the people in your circles, it's almost like back in the day. I always like to say, when people moved away from the neighborhood, you asked them, why are you moving? You had to really have a good reason to move. You stay there forever. Relationships, even though sometimes we know that sometimes the husband might have stepped out or something, the wives tried to stay. I'm not saying you have to, but you know, we held on to marriage and certain things that meant forever, and it meant forever, even though life on this level is not forever. We transition, but that stability I just don't see, and it doesn't seem like most people are seeking that out. It seems like it's like everything right in the moment, and the moments add up, and when you're younger, it seems like it's going to last forever, but then boom, I'm sitting here, me and you are walking down these streets here when it was really packed, and we see the smiles, but there was no real joy that I saw. People are looking at each other out the corner of the eye. Guys have their girlfriends and, you know, holding hands with them, but they're peeking at the next one, and one girl is there and she's peeking at me and she's with her man, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? The narcissistic a need to be watched. And yes, you know, when you're a teenager, when you're in your early 20s, you're still a little insecure. You want to feel good by knowing that you look good. Understand that, but it's just something that, like, we're too disposable. We've become our profiles. Profiles, you click through, boom, boom. Hey man, look at this shorty right here. She looks good. Let me hit her up and see if we can be friends on Facebook. Maybe I can get that. And then you work it out where you get that, and then your fellas are going around and like ask, well, how was it? Whatever. Oh man, she wasn't no good. I'm gonna get rid of her. I'm gonna block her. I'm gonna delete her. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. What happened to the days of court? And okay, I know things a little faster now, so I know people say, this old guy is talking, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I understand we're in a different time, but you know, to me, and I'm not just throwing off on younger folks, but people who don't understand that there's more, they're going to pay for it when they get older. They really are. Find somebody, you know, do whatever you do, explore. I'm not condoning it, because even in these days it's just too dangerous. It really is. Back in my day, which today is still my day, I'm just on a different level. I'm not out there like that. But back in my day when I was 20 and 22 and 25 and 18 and in New York City doing whatever, you know, it's still, it wasn't as dangerous as it is now. A wrong mistake, a wrong decision, you know, could really cost, you know, there's some consequences that you gotta pay for these bad decisions. The herpes that's running around here now, man. Nobody talks about VD anymore. That's like, okay, that's nothing. I could take a pill or a shot for that. But herpes, ushering around here, giving people herpes, and it's so accepted now. And when they put these stars, you know, yeah, you know, many of the stars back in the days had STDs and some deadly things, and AIDS, of course. But social media is, I'm not saying the powers that be are using it that way, but the effect. Well, Usher has herpes, it can't be that bad. All these things are being massaged into our subconscious mind, and we're accepting decadence while other cultures are not, and they have it too. But we really, as black people, we can't afford to be so messed up. We have so much against us anyway. And people say, well, there's not much against if you just live clean. But still, our kids are seeing all this decadence out there. My thing, like I always say, if what we see today in 2017 is the result of the seeds that were planted back in 1995, well, what about the seeds planted now? What is society going to look like in 2025, 2030, 2035, 2040? What is it? How low can you go? These kids these days are not shocked at anything. And we become so cut off because to love is to be weak. To love and to crave a long-term situation or to crave a clean life, that's corny. So, I mean, this is why our kids are dying off so fast, and I hope there's somebody out there that can really absorb this and gain from it. I'm not saying they say, Lance, I heard you a little devil back in the day, but it was a different day, right? I'm alive and I'm healthy. Can you go through your youth now and remain alive and healthy with all this temptation and all these things that you just got to be careful. If I was alive, I'm alive, right? If I was younger at this age, I would be very scared right now because it's a whole different playing field. And on that note, I'll wrap it up. I want to hear comments. Sorry for sweating like Niagara Falls is pouring on me, but it is what it is. What time is it right now? 4:01. Look at that. We're out here grinding. Big ups to everybody, man, for the support. And like I said, keep it coming. We'll keep grinding. We'll keep putting in the work. Thanks a lot. Lancescurv out.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at Lancescurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under Lancescurv.
You don't even have to speak to your own God. You have to go through a man who's fleecing you of all of your money and resources, walking around poor most of your life. You don't even have to speak to your own God. You have to go through a man who's fleecing you of all of your money and resources, walking around poor most of your life. These churches, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Look what happened with Eddie Long. Eddie Long still had much of his congregation there, and they still supported him because they're starstruck, and they're going to lead you right into hell. Find God for yourself. Stop running behind a man. Stop running behind a man. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Look what happened with Eddie Long. Eddie Long still had much of his congregation there, and they still supported him because they're starstruck, and they're going to lead you right into hell. Find God for yourself. Stop running behind a man. Stop running behind a man. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Look what happened with Eddie Long. Eddie Long still had much of his congregation there, and they still supported him because they're starstruck, and they're going to lead you right into hell. Find God for yourself. Stop running behind a man. Stop running behind a man. These churches, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Look what happened with Eddie Long. Eddie Long still had much of his congregation there, and they still supported him because they're starstruck, and they're going to lead you right into hell. Find God for yourself. Stop running behind a man. Stop running behind a man. These churches, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Look what happened with Eddie Long. Eddie Long still had much of his congregation there, and they still supported him because they're starstruck, and they're going to lead you right into hell. Find God for yourself. Stop running behind a man. Stop running behind a man. You see the person in the supermarket, you're like, oh, you gotta watch your bag. Don't leave your bag in the cart. They might steal it. You lock your door. Who's that stranger walking down the street? You're so starstruck over this man. What's lacking in your life? Stop running behind a man. Stop running behind a man. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to the Lancescurv YouTube channel. Also, hit the bell icon so that you can get the latest notification when the new content drops. Don't forget, every Sunday afternoon Eastern Standard Time at 3 p.m. we have our Marathon Sunday Conversation. We chop it up and we talk about absolutely everything. No stones left unturned. Lock this number in, 888-575-3769. You can call me direct, 407-590-0755 if you have any questions whatsoever. I do appreciate all feedback. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.